In this video, I will show you exactly how to write a resume with no experience, from top to bottom. And first, let's get started with the resume template. Should we use a 1-column template, a 2-column template, a 2-column template with a color and a profile picture, or maybe even a 3-column design with multiple colors and a profile picture? Well, to answer that question, I reached out to 820 big tech recruiters by creating personalized Loom videos for each one of them. Every recruiter received a video via LinkedIn chat, like you see here. And although most didn't respond at first, I followed up with a message asking which resume template they would recommend. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And eventually over 100 recruiters from companies like Apple, Google, Netflix, Microsoft, and many more replied. Let's take this one for example. A recruiter from Amazon who said, unquestionably template 1. Or this recruiter from OpenAI who replied, 1 for sure. You can see the pattern. Most recruiters pick template 1 because it's ATS-friendly and easier to read from top to bottom. The first resume is the least distracting, this recruiter at Tesla responds. And he also added that his answer isn't an official Tesla opinion, but his own. And just to be clear, that goes for all the messages I received. These are personal opinions, not official company statements. Anyway, let me show you how to get a free resume template with the exact format these recruiters like to see. Now, you can go to my online store via the link in the description, and you will see 2 1-column versions. One is free and the other is a paid version. They are slightly different in terms of style. Now, I also added this 2-column version as some recruiters recommend such template for more creative roles, like that of a designer. But for this guide, we go for the free version. Perfect. Then we scroll down a bit, and over here you can just enter 0. Click Add to Cart, then enter your email address, like so. Press Get, and finally open Templates. Next, we are redirected to Google Drive, where we will select the single-page template. Now make sure you're logged into your Google account, or else you can't download it as a Word file, or make a copy in Google Docs. You can leave the name as it is for now, open the folder so you can save it to your own drive, like so, and click Make a Copy. Nice! Now you have your own customizable template. Next, it's time to take a look at the resume header section. Start with your name and your aspiring job title, followed by your city and state, date of birth, phone number, a professional email address, a link to your LinkedIn profile, and optionally a link to your portfolio website. Now, you don't have to include all of this information. You can leave out your date of birth or portfolio if you don't have one. But a link to your LinkedIn profile is definitely important because recruiters want to see the person behind the resume. Okay, next we need to decide the order of your resume sections. If your education is the most impressive part of your profile, for example, you have a high GPA or a degree from a top-tier university, then you place it of course at the top. And if a project you worked on at home or during college is more important for the role you're applying for, then you put of course that section first instead. See, most recruiters spend only a short amount of time on resumes. We usually scan them in just a few seconds. So for most of you, I would actually recommend including a short summary of 1, maximum 2 sentences to grab their attention. And what you can do is copy a few keywords directly from the job description. For example, use the word entry level, followed by the exact job title, and a few relevant skills, systems, or tools you've used that are also listed in the vacancy. This immediately signals a match to recruiters, and it's really easy to tailor this part to each job application. Alright? Okay, now let's move on to the project section. Now for this section, I want you to think about something you worked on at home, during college, or as part of a course project. And then list 3 things: the project name, your role, and describe what you did using the 𝗂𝗺 method, which stands for problem, action, and result. For example, in a marketing project, you can start by explaining the problem you identified, then the actions you took, and finally the result. Ideally something measurable or clearly recognized. Structuring it this way gives context to what you've done and makes it read like a real experience, especially when you can show that you've led a team or given a presentation. See, these are universal skills needed in the workplace. Now, if possible, stick to 1, max 2 sentences per bullet point to keep your resume readable and easy to scan. Alright, now let's move on to the education section. Okay, this is an example of what a strong education section can look like. And a major simply refers to your main field of study. So if it's relevant to the roles you're applying for, that's a big plus. And the same applies to a minor or relevant coursework. That said, I found that most candidates actually don't have a highly focused academic background, let alone have a degree. So if that's your situation, I would recommend doing a quick search for free online courses and choosing one that's directly relevant to the role you're applying for. On this university's website, for example, you can filter by subject area and then select a suitable course. And don't worry, you don't need to have completed it yet. You just have to be transparent. Mention that it's an online course and include an anticipated completion date. And below that, add a short description of what the course covers and what you're learning from it. Now, adding Harvard to your resume, specifically online, is maybe overstating your educational background a bit too much. But the thing is, you can add any relevant course or workshop you've attended in this section. Now, let's move on to the skills section. Alright, this section is pretty straightforward. You can list these skills one after another. However, most of you have little to no experience, which means you probably have enough space left on your resume. So you can also decide to expand it a bit. Do something like this. Now, by bold highlighting the skills and tools, recruiters can immediately see what you used. But furthermore, also what you created with them and for what purpose. It's perfect to write a skills section like this if your resume lacks a bit of substance, you know? Okay, now let's move on to the last section. Now, if you've got some space left, like you see here, throwing in something you're passionate about is never a bad idea. It just makes the resume feel more human. You can also use it to make it more relevant. Take this interested sentence, for example. Say you're applying for a marketing position. Then listing related book titles is definitely a smart thing to do. And sometimes a shared passion or interest even helps break the ice once you get invited to an interview. Now, most of you have little to no working experience. And in that case, I would stick to a one-paged resume. Once you reach 5 or more years of experience, then 2 pages is completely fine. Also, name your file properly. Use your first and last name, followed by the word resume. Then go to File and export it as a PDF. That's it. That's how you write a resume with absolutely no experience. And if you want to stand out even more, then make sure to check out my LinkedIn videos. See, I work as a recruiter and I use LinkedIn Recruiter every single day. So I know exactly what gets attention and what gets ignored. I want to thank you for watching this video and I hope to see you in my next one. All the best. Bye.